Imagine drifting alone in the vast Pacific Ocean. No motor, no food, no water, and no land in sight for 76 days. This isn't fiction. It's the true story of Salvador Alvarenga, a man whose fight for survival seemed utterly impossible. He was a fisherman who simply refused to die. In November 2012, Salvador Alvarenga pushed off from the coast of Mexico for what was supposed to be a simple 2-day fishing trip. He wasn't alone. He had a young crewmate, Ezequiel Cordoba, who had little experience but a strong will to work. Their boat was a small, 23-foot skiff. It was completely open to the elements, with no roof and no shelter. All they had was a motor, their fishing tools, and the hope for a quick, profitable return. As they set out on the calm blue waters, smiling, they were completely unaware of the nightmare that was about to unfold. Just a few hours after they started, the sky began to change. Salvador noticed dark, menacing clouds swallowing the horizon. The wind grew violent, and the waves began to slam against their tiny boat. Within minutes, the calm sea had transformed into a raging monster. The storm was relentless, battering them with incredible force until it finally destroyed their motor. And with that single devastating blow, it also destroyed their only chance of returning home. Over the radio, Salvador managed to shout one final, desperate message before the static took over completely. They were on their own. Storm eventually passed, but it had carried them far from shore, deep into the unknown expanse of the Pacific. With no engine, no steering, and no way to communicate, the two men were left to drift helplessly. The reality of their situation set in quickly. Their food ran out on the second day. A precious supply of fresh water was gone by the third. All they could see in every direction was an endless, unforgiving ocean. With nothing left, survival became a raw, primal struggle. Salvador, an experienced fisherman, learned to catch fish with his bare hands. They ate whatever they could find: raw fish, jellyfish, even birds that made the fatal mistake of landing on their boat. Whenever rare clouds passed overhead, they scrambled to collect rainwater in any container they could find. It was a brutal existence. But as the days stretched into weeks, the physical and mental toll began to wear on Ezequiel. He started to lose hope. Ezequiel's body grew weaker and weaker. The constant exposure, the gnawing hunger, and the psychological torment became too much. He began refusing food, turning away from the raw fish that had kept them alive. One morning, with his strength fading, he whispered his final words to Salvador: "Tell my mother I love her." And then he was gone. Salvador was now completely alone, adrift in an ocean of silence and overwhelming grief. Loneliness became Salvador's greatest enemy, a foe even more terrifying than the ocean itself. To keep himself sane, he started talking to himself, his own voice the only sound in the crushing silence. He began to hallucinate, seeing imaginary ships on the horizon that would vanish as he strained his eyes. He heard voices that weren't there. His mind was on the very edge of breaking. But every single day, through the hunger, the grief, and the madness, he made the same promise to himself: "I will not die out here." Then, on the 76th day, something unbelievable appeared. A thin green line on the horizon. It was land. It's a tiny island in the Marshall Islands, thousands of miles from where he had started. Salvador gathered every last ounce of his remaining strength, slid his emaciated body into the shallow water, and crawled onto the shore. He had survived the impossible. Villagers found him collapsed on the sand, a skeletal figure crying with relief. When he was rescued, doctors were astonished. Salvador had lost nearly a third of his body weight, was severely dehydrated, weak, and emotionally broken, but he was alive. His journey had covered over 6,700 miles. When people asked him how he managed to survive, how he endured the unimaginable, his answer was simple: "I refuse to give up. Not today. Not ever." He held on to his faith and his will to live, even when all seemed lost. Salvador Alvarenga's story is a powerful testament to the unbreakable human spirit. It shows us that even in the darkest waters, even when all hope seems gone, the single decision to keep living, to fight for one more day, can carry you through the impossible. This was the unbelievable true story of the man who survived 76 days lost at sea. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as incredible as we did, please like this video and subscribe to Survival Chronicle for more stories of human endurance. We'll see you next time.